it was just a normal childhood.
She had a pretty normal life with her parents up to about age 8. And then mother abandoned the family, father was incarcerated, and she started being shuffled from relative to relative. So she had been like in Pennsylvania, and then back to Youngstown, and then, you know, some different places.
After my dad went to jail, it was really just like, everybody really just started doing their own thing. Like, my mom was home, but like, she wasn't home at the same time. Like, she was a go out type of person, but like, we never like acknowledged it. Like, that's just something normal that she do. 2016 is when we lost our house. That's when I started being on my own and stuff like that. And I did 6th grade twice. And then once I got to 6th grade, in 6th grade, that's when I found out I was pregnant. Mom stayed with me a few nights, and then my mom went to rehab, but they tried to play it off like they just didn't know where she was at, but I knew that they took her to rehab. So she sent me to Pittsburgh with my grandmother's sister. You know how child services gotta go into people's house and all this, make sure you got a bed and stuff for your child. Me and my son was sleeping on the floor. It just wasn't a safe place for my child. We went to court. So my grandmother's sister left me in downtown Pittsburgh. I was 14, and I don't know where I'm at. I don't know how to get on the bus. I don't have no money. She left me there with the caseworker. The caseworker didn't have a car seat, so they had to call another caseworker to bring a car seat in order for her just to take me home. Then we had to go to my mother's mom's house. Didn't have any water, any heat. Like, it just wasn't a place where a kid should be, period. Like,
so she did a lot of couch surfing, so I can't say how many different places she stayed. And at that point, Children's Services got involved because there was nobody being responsible for her. There was an older boy man in the home that they were concerned about whether she was being taken advantage of. So they didn't think it was an appropriate placement, and it was not preparing her for her independence.
It was just hard, and just to think like, okay, I could do something and this could get my child took, or just me being at the wrong place at the wrong time. And me being so young, having a kid so young, could be like, you know, you was just there at the wrong time and this is what we gotta do. It was hard to find foster homes that wanted a teenager and a baby. Cause some foster homes only want teenagers and then some only want babies, but it was hard for them to find both. So they said this was the only option. And of course, I'm not about to be like, okay, I'm gonna be split up from my son, so.
When Tiaja came to the Highlands, it was somewhat of a culture shock, I think. So when she came, she was like totally responsible for him and had to really kind of man up or mom up, I guess, and, you know, be the kind of person who was gonna make sure he ate breakfast, he ate lunch, he had his nap, he, you know, had all these things that he needed. So the structure of it was a bit of a culture shock.
From there, my life actually turned around, you know. The Highlands, it grew on me. It made me a better person. When I got here, I got counseling that I never knew that I needed. But obviously, once I got it, I knew that I needed it. Learning how to discipline. When I was younger, I never got a whooping. I just would always get yelled at. So I feel like due to the fact that I always got yelled at, I do that to mellow. So I personally volunteered to take a class to help me with disciplining without yelling or physical acts, you know, just redirecting him. So I feel like now that I know how to control my emotions and not just act when I'm mad or, you know, say stuff when I'm mad and stuff, now I know how to control that, I can help him. They help me with a lot of stuff, like me being a single parent. Of course, I wouldn't think that I could potty train him because he's a boy, but he's potty trained, like fully potty trained, like he wears drawers and everything. I feel like I needed somebody, but I didn't know how to say I needed somebody. So I want him to be that person. If he need me, I'll be there, no matter what. I would never think that I would be graduating. Me going through what I was going through back then, I would never think that I would still have me and my son together. And it's just a good place to be at. Like, I feel like it's the family that you never had. It's the good family. My biggest hope for Melo is that he be successful. I want him to have a good childhood, everything I did, you feel me? Like, I want him to enjoy his childhood. I don't want him to go and get somebody pregnant at 13, because I want him to enjoy his teenage life, what I didn't get to do. So, I want it to be different. I want him to do everything that I didn't get to do.